It's everyone. Hope you're all good. Before I get into this one, I'm looking forward to this one. I really enjoy. I used to do videos like this all the time. Before I get into it though, I do want to say thank you to all the comments, all the love recently, especially in the international break and at the end of transfer window. It was crazy. It was crazy. I appreciate every single one of you. People that left donations and stuff. I will talk to you individually and thank you. You're amazing. It genuinely puts food on the table. I can't lie. Yeah, I appreciate every single one of you for watching, liking, and commenting. And as you're watching this, I will be reading the comments of the last 3 videos. I'll be doing it. I'll be going through them and I'll be replying. But yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's get into the video. So yeah, people, this is the squad. I'm fairly sure I've not missed anyone now. Ignore all the BS lines. That's just for my coaching and analysis. Ignore all of them. They mean nothing in this video. All you need to care about is the players and the positions. In this video, have you seen in the title, we're going to go through the squad and go through what is good about it and what profiles maybe we're missing. Is it good enough to win the league based on the profile of player we have and the experience or the talent, whatever it may be, positions? Yeah, let's go. So where do we start? We'll start at the back. So I want to talk about the goalkeeper. Now, Meslier's, some people don't rate him, some people think he's inconsistent, some people like him. I'm in the inconsistent part. Like him. I think the disrespect, and you need to talk about certain things and certain aspects, and that's not for this video, but there is things people say are his fault that simply are not. The saving side of it, when he near post saves that he should make and stuff like that are his fault. That's the goalkeeper's responsibility to save those shots. But anyway, that's enough of that. Meslier, Darlow, Keynes. Now you're looking at that, and for me it's fine. For me it's good enough to get us to the Premier League. Not a perfect goalkeeper, any of them by any means. Not perfect. But you look at goalkeepers of past teams that have gone up, you don't necessarily have to be a world-class goalkeeper at this level. You just need to be competent. And it's predominantly a lot about the defence in front of you, and that's the strength we have. I don't mind it. Now the defence, and look, the first 4 is a joke for me. Now let's imagine everyone's on form, everyone's playing well. That's a joke. Jayden Bogle is one of the better fullbacks in this league. Verpo is the best left back in this league for me. Strauch, the best centre back in the league on his day, and at the moment is that. Rodon on his day, the same. Last year was immaculate, both on the eye test and statistically. He was brilliant. So that is brilliant. But there is a little worry, and that's the depth. Now, what is good is we do have one per position, and theoretically, Byram and Schmidt can both play either side just as comfortable. Schmidt can definitely play right back very well, and Sam Byram's played left back a lot in his career, especially for Leeds United as well. The worry is this bit. Now, a fully fit, motivated and ready Woba at this level is a joke to have on the bench, just based on his previous season. He was statistically I didn't watch much, but one of the better centre-backs in the Bundesliga. But he's here. He's fighting for that place. At this point in the season, he's not going to overthrow Strauch at all. So he's purely a rotation bench option until that happens, which I don't think it will, unless Strauch gets an injury or turn of form. But having Max Woba, again, a left-sided centre-back, and whether your opinion on you need that or not, you need to be left on the left or right on the right. Barker likes that. Barker prefers that. So that's what we're going with here. We're going with what the manager prefers. That's good. And the calibre is good. The worry is if Strauch gets injured, which is prone to, let's be honest. He steps in and is he ready? I think he will be. Because I think when he gets his chance, he'll want to keep it. Whether he can or not, even if he plays well, that's another story. Probably not. Strauch's unbelievable. But having Woba there as a left-sided option is very good at this level, we cannot deny. James Tobias, however, is different because he's clearly got a lot of potential. He's clearly very liked by Daniel Farke. But there's a bit of unknown there, right? It's not an experienced player. It's not a proven quantity at this level. It's an experience, and that is it. Look, of course, Ethan Ampadu can drop. And he's probably ahead of De Bayo, if I'm being honest. But it depends, right? Because he likes to play Ampadu at the left side. So you're probably looking at this. If he does play Ampadu on the right, probably not. It'd be this. You're very heavy on that left. It's the right side that's a worry, based on what Farke has done previous. But assuming Rodon got injured, would he play De Bayo? Would he play Ampadu? Again, could it even be Woba? Could
He switched Robo to that right side. He has played in a back three before. He can play that side. That's a question. It's not an ideal situation, but at least you have something of numbers to deal with it. Do you know what I mean? A lot of clubs don't have Max Vober on the bench, even if he's on the right side, better than a lot of right-sided centre-backs backups in the Championship, isn't it? Let's be brutally honest. And you've also got Ampadu who can do that. Last Resort, definitely, can do that. Again, their most dominant side is the left. So that is a slight worry. Again, Rodon's not playing the best he can for his level right now. That will change just about will he stay fit. He stays fit, he keeps his team, he keeps his side. Nebeo can develop and get maybe minutes in the cup and maybe some minutes at the end of games. We don't know if he's ready to step up. Right. But as a whole, that's a decent defence. Byram and Schmidt, like I said, Byram's a very competent backup at this level. Just what you want. A player that is willing to play that, a player that will come in and do a job for you. Better than most fullbacks in this league defensively, to be honest. Boba is good at this level, let's be honest. And Schmidt, for me, arguably can start if he's on full form, but we'll see and wait and see what happens. Not over Firpo, or not necessarily over Bogle, but I just think he's good enough to start. Do you know what I mean? Happy with that. Midfield. Right. Let's talk about the 8. So we've got Gruev, Rothwell, and Tanaka. Now, the greens obviously represent the players that are starting or could start. The yellows are bench options, and the oranges and then reds are the guys that are going to get next to no minutes, if any. And you look at the 8, and actually, decent minutes, decent caliber there. Gruev, Rothwell, and Tanaka. It's probably the best depth we've got, if I'm being honest. Because you look at a game situation where if Gruev starts this season, fine. Still don't think he is the right profile for an 8 that Daniel Farke wants. He's not the ideal profile. Look at every single 8 Daniel Farke's had in his career. Look at them all. Then he's not that profile. But he's still a top player. I really like Gruev. He's a good player. He does the job very well. I think he's improved. I think he looks a little sharper on the ball, a little quicker, a bit more brave. And he's adapting to that role. But as the main starter right now, he's not the perfect profile for a box-to-box 8. He isn't. He just isn't. I like him. And even in a situation, if Ampadu did have to go to fullback, to centre-back, you can have Gruev in the 6. And I'm very happy with that. If you have then a Tanaka or a Rothwell in front of him, probably Tanaka, when he's ready and up to speed, a Gruev in the 6, and then a Tanaka in the 8. If an Ampadu did, and hopefully not, touch wood, have to go into centre-back, you're all right with that. So Gruev is an excellent option to have at this level, in any team, or any level, to be honest, because he can play roles competently. And he does an all right job. He might not blow teams away. He might not do the crazy things. But even as a 6 for me, he would be a very good back to Ampadu. Very good. I'd be very, very happy. So Gruev is a key cog in this team. Whether he starts at the end of the season, when Tanaka gets up to speed, or not, he's probably, when you really deep it, one of the most important cogs in the side, because he can play multiple positions and do a competent job in them. Rothwell, again, similar to Gruev, but a bit lower. He will play less minutes. To have an option where maybe you want to control the game, or maybe you want to add some forward impetus. I can't say the word. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. I'm going to stop that word. Forward momentum. You want to go forward a bit more. You want to control the midfield. Rothwell's a good player. At this level, he's proven it. He can be part of a side. He can come off the bench. There'll be games where he might need to start, and that's fine. You know, while you've got an injury, Rothwell is good to come in. I'm very happy with that. Then you look at Tanaka, and again, looking at profile, he's the 8 Daniel Farke wants. Here's the 8 he needs. He is the only profile in this side, for me personally, that fits the 8 profile Daniel Farke wants. The only one. I think is crucial. The balance might be really good with Gruev and Ampadu, and that's why Daniel Farke might not feel a need to change it, because that the balance in there is good enough, and they are doing a good enough job. But Tanaka's impact will be huge. It will. Whether he comes off the bench or he starts. Whatever the role for Tanaka this season, again, look, I like this guy. I've been wanting this guy for a year. Whatever the role he plays, he will be key. And he is a good top option, because he is a box-to-box 8. He has attributes that Gruev, Rothwell, Ampadu, Crew do not have. His ability in every single third is excellent. Rothwell has that. Like, Rothwell can probably do that to an extent. I just think Tanaka's different gravy to most of our midfield, if I'm being honest. I think when he's ready and when he's up there, in terms of profile and ability, he's top. Daniel Farke likes the midfield partnership. So do I. What this is good options. So the midfield 8 and 6 is kind of stacked. Like I said, Gruev can do that, and that's fine because then you have Tanaka and Rothwell who can play the 8. It might look like you don't really have another 6. You know, Crew, again, young man, will take time, probably won't get many minutes, but will develop. He's going with Wales side, which is excellent for him, great for his development. We'll probably get some minutes later on in the season, in certain games, in certain situations, in cups, hopefully, even though we're out. FA Cup, potentially. It's good for him. But you can have Gruev there, and then you've got Tanaka and Rothwell who can play in the 8. But midfields, I like it. I like our balance. I like the options. Very, very happy. And the 10's interesting. You do have quality there. And if you're really deep it, you can do this. That's 5 players who can play that role. Chambers and Gelhardt. Gelhardt I like. He should have gone on loan for me. I think he's just wasted, not playing minutes. The guy's got so much talent. He really does. He needs that break. He needs that chance. Chambers is a young man like Crew. I'm not going to speak too much on him. Very talented, by the way. Very talented. Keep an eye out for him, but won't get much minutes because look at the depth. Right, so them 2 can go over here for now. You've got these 3. And I will put Aronson there because he has played there and he's playing there currently. Very good options. Let's be honest. Nonto is a key part of it. Nonto isn't a 10. It can be adapted into one, like Gruev can be adapted into an 8, but it's not that. Not as a winger. That's where he is. Aronson is, but for me isn't the perfect profile of a Daniel Farke 10. Daniel Farke 10s tend to be longer, taller, more physical, and can play off the front man. Look at all of them. I did a video on them recently about all the 10s he's had. They don't match the profile of Aronson. Pirot does a bit. I think that was the thinking originally. But it's just not as mobile as his previous 10s. But he can still be effective running off the striker like we saw with his goal. That's where he's good, Pirot. Front of goal. We've got a finisher in the 10. Who's most effective with finishing, definitely. A bit of a dribbler, a driver, gets at defences. A nuisance, good in the press. And Nonto's a bit of an all-rounder. He's not a specialist. There isn't a specialist. But the profile, what Daniel Farke wants, there isn't. There simply is not. But that is something I always wanted. That's not saying these 3 are not good enough. I think in their own right, Pirot's an excellent finisher. Aronson's an excellent player when he gets into speed and when he's part of the game in the way he drives and dribbles. He's a nuisance 90 minutes. Nonto, let's be honest, at his peak, he's too good for this level. He can do a bit of everything. Should be a talisman this season. But they just don't match the perfect profile that Daniel Farke explained in a press conference what he wants. And when you look at all his 10s, not Buendia, by the way, Buendia was not a 10 for Daniel Farke. I have to keep stressing that. He was a winger. His 10s, Stipe and all those type of guys, big profiles who can crash the box, different players, predominantly. So yeah, not the perfect profile, but good players. So that will mean in certain games, there will be times where we need that different type of player in there. And I also don't think we have a prime creator. Nonto can create in the sense, but if you look at the real profile of Nonto, he is a driver, he's a dribbler. That's what he is. Players can pass the ball, Aronson can pass the ball. But the weight of the pass and the cleanness in that area is missing that real technical playmaking 10. We don't have either of those profiles. We don't have the Daniel Farke profile or that real clean playmaker. And that's what some of the players we were linked with could be. Cabal was that playmaker. Salai was that, although he's not massive, he was more of a physical presence in that 10 role that Daniel Farke would have loved. Been really busy around the striker. But we have good players. Not the right profiles, but we can adapt to the talent because we have a lot of talent. So I'm alright with that. Very alright with that. Would have liked a different profile. That's all I'm saying. But yeah. The wingers, and again, I'll move Aronson back because he has played there. And you move Nonto back. The wingers is stacked. Do I need to say anything else? The wingers is a joke. And these could all start. That's why they're all in green. They can all start. James can start. Ramazani could start. Nonto, Solomon, Aronson could start. They might not start on the wing, but they're all wing options that could play there. I'm going to stick Aronson as a 10 though, because I think that's where he's predominantly going to play this season with the depth. But even now, there's one problem with it. The depth, a joke. The starting two, a joke. There's one problem with it. They're all right-footed. Just one issue with that. They're all right-footed. James is predominantly a right winger. Ramazani, predominantly left. Solomon, left. Nonto, preferred position. Better for me on the left. So again, we're quite heavy in that left side. But they're all inverted. We don't have any left-footed wingers. Which is a little issue for me in certain situations. Maybe a profile like Dan James, but on the left. Or maybe even a profile like Ramazani, Solomon, or Nonto, cut in onto his left on the right side. We're missing that. And that is important. Because it really helps the fluidity of the side. Again, not perfect. And that will cause some issues at times on that side when we can be a little predictable because predominantly these guys are all right-footed, you know how to deal with them. However, what I will say, Ramazani is very comfortable at drifting inside even though he's not left-footed. We saw that in his first game. He can do that. There's a winger profile. The depth is a joke. The talent is a joke. But there's a little profile missing there, and that's a left foot. That is important. Because that just helps harmony and balance in the squad and unpredictability, right? We don't have that. It's a little thing. Just a little thing there. But the striker, and again, Mateo Joseph starts. He's playing really well. He's been excellent this season. Bamford, and you could probably put Pro in there as well, let's be honest. So these three, really. I still think we need someone who's going to push Mateo. It's hard in the season. And I say that because I just don't know if Bamford did. But he's been injured twice already this season. Getting on now, his body's not working. It's quite simple. The Bielsa season where he did ridiculously well in the Premiers, he sacrificed, it seems, the rest of his career after that to that season. So, but Mateo Joseph is excellent. We all love Mateo Joseph. He is the one. He is number one. I'd have just liked maybe even a young guy who could push him, who's happy to come off the bench and play some minutes. Gets injured, What then? Is Bamford fit? No. Who are we putting up top? Putting Perot up top. Benfica doesn't think that's ideal. He likes Perot in the 10. That is depth. That's an issue for me. I want this guy to be pushed every minute because that will get the best out of him because that's what he likes. He thrives on that. He's doing great now. Touch wood, he stays fit because he's looking excellent. He is the number one, and rightfully so. We need someone who's there constantly to push him. We don't have that. So there's three profiles really we're missing. Yeah, a perfect ideal 10, but again, the options there are a joke. We have very good players, just not a certain profile that might be needed at certain points in the season. That's all I'm saying. A left-footed winger. Experienced right-sided centre-back. And maybe a striker, a backup. But that's it. The squad is very well balanced in the whole. All little profiles, two big ones, two not so much. Is a good squad. That's an excellent squad and one I'm very happy with. But yeah, it's definitely good enough to win. Of course it is. But there will be issues at times because of certain profiles. But the talent is a joke. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I appreciate all the support. Like I said, I'll read the comments as you're watching this, I promise. I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye-bye.